Hey guys, it's xMortis, and today I wanted to do something a bit more laid back than what I usually do. I remember getting asked this question during one of my streams about why I created my documentary on DSP and the things that inspired me to do it. And I did my best to give a detailed explanation, but I figured it would be better to dedicate an entire video to explain how I discovered DSP and what led me to creating the series in the first place. I heard the story plenty of times of someone being a former fan of DSP, but due to his entitled personality, he drove a good majority of his fan base into a community of people who love to watch his downfall.
In particular, I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Laughing my ass off, laughing out loud. Why are you laughing? I'm just gonna stop the fucking stream right now. What are you laughing at? Let's hear what's so hilarious. I'm being honest with you guys, and people want to say, oh, I'm laughing my ass off. What's so fucking funny? I would like an answer. Because if you think that me being honest with you is funny, that's fucked up. What's wrong with you? I'm telling you, if all I get this weekend are memberships, I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're going to laugh? Oh, that's funny. Oh, real funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your one day off for the week when you're working full-time 6 days a week. That's funny, right? Oh, it's real funny. How about this? It's not fucking funny. You're a fucking asshole. All right? I don't like talking about this. I don't. And I don't want to talk about it all fucking day. But I don't like people laughing. It's not funny at all. You're a piece of shit if you think that someone who has to live day to day on tips and shit is funny. Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up. Jesus fucking Christ. These people are assholes, man. Really? I mean, can you be any more much of a dick to someone on the fucking internet that you don't even personally fucking know? Oh, hilarious.
People like Wardog Leader, Eva AJ, Almighty Tevin, and plenty others. That wasn't the case for me, however. At no point in time was I ever a fan of Dark Side Phil. Where the whole thing started for me was back in 2017. During that time, I was heavy into Call of Duty, like really into it. I was watching people like Jev and Pomage, and I really wanted to become a decent sniper, upload montages enjoying Optic or something. But to make a long story short, I was god awful at sniping, so I just gave up on that dream. Then I started watching people like Scumpy, and came to realize that I didn't need to snipe. I just needed to be a tryhard and have everybody in the lobby fucking hate me. I honestly thought that if I was good enough, there might be a chance for me to join Optic or FaZe. But please remember, I was 17 years old, and I cringe going back on these thoughts currently. After realizing that those dreams were most likely not gonna happen, I decided I was gonna make my YouTube channel centered around something else. So I started making AMVs. I was a huge X fan while he was alive, and I still am. So I created an AMV on my phone and posted it to YouTube, and now it has over 2 million views. Very unexpected. Anyway, you're probably wondering what the hell does this have to do with DSP? Well, during my time being a part of the Call of Duty community, I followed some people that were related to my common interests. One of those people was a guy named Keemstar. Now, I wasn't a fan of Keemstar, but I did watch his videos every now and then if the title piqued my interest. And one of those videos was him reporting on a streamer that got caught jerking off live on stream.
Also in the news today, a stream on YouTube got a little X-rated. Darkside Phil, a YouTuber with over 200,000 subscribers, was streaming on YouTube, and he had text on his stream saying the stream will be starting shortly. Please stand by. But here's the problem. Phil didn't realize that his camera was on, and he he fucking masturbated, like, on a stream. He, like, beat his dick. He, like, fucking whacked it, like, fucking spanked it, like, right in front of...
And I remember thinking to myself at the time, what a fucking moron. Who in the hell would sit in front of the camera and jerk off? There are so many more better places he could have chosen to do that shit at. So hearing about Phil beating his dick on stream was pretty much my first introduction into the world of DSP. And it's funny, because at the time, I remember actually feeling some pity for him, cause I knew he was never gonna be able to live this down. That moment would stick with him for the rest of his life, and I actually feel sorry for him knowing that. But remember, this was before I had the whole picture on who the hell Darkside Phil was as a person. At the time, I just thought he was an ordinary streamer who just made a huge mistake. So we fast forward all the way to 2019. I believe DSP was already married to Kat and did the whole Jasper scam. I was working at the mall and was hating every second of being there. My taste in content on YouTube had changed dramatically over this time. I was still watching some gameplay channels every now and then, but my primary focus was on documentaries and video essays. I really fell in love with that style of content. And I'm pretty sure we all know the documentary series on YouTube named Down the Rabbit Hole by Frederick Knudsen. I believe at this point I had already watched this video on Christian in the Sonichu comics. And while at work, I decided to throw on his video about Darkside Phil. I remember thinking to myself when I saw the thumbnail, wait, he looks familiar. Ain't that the same dude who got caught jerking off live on stream?
You didn't even know the camera was on.
You know every inch of my dick and balls,
guy?
right? You know every inch of my dick and balls.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him?
And I listened to the video while I worked, and after it finished, I was like, yo, this dude fucking sucks. So we fast forward a bit later. This is still in 2019. I was starting to get into the lolcow universe, and one of the main channels that I discovered was a guy called Mr. Beggar. And I'm sure a good majority of you know who the hell Mr. Beggar is. I really enjoy his edgy sense of humor, and not being afraid to censor himself or his thoughts. You can easily see the type of influence he had on my channel. He introduced me to a lot of lolcows. And of course some of you know that most of his streams get archived and uploaded to YouTube. And I used to throw them on while I worked, cause I was bored out of my goddamn mind. Then I get recommended a clip of him reacting to Darkside Phil playing Grand Theft Auto.
You know what, you could reasonably do it on the first try. In fact, look, what the fuck? This is stupid as shit. The past 4 missions have all been fucking total bullshit.
Talk about perfect timing. You know you've entered a DSP video game stream when the first thing that greets you once you get in is the fucking words in giant bold lettering, mission failed. So I know I'm at the right place.
Hope the bike stays here now. Alright, let's try.
God, that's twice now in the span of 2 minutes. Does he have fucking lung cancer? Does anybody know? Does Phil smoke? It's the only thing I can think of. I've never heard somebody who doesn't smoke cigarettes make these kind of noises at that kind of frequency. It's all the fucking time. Is he dying of lung cancer?
What the cop took me out. What the hell was that? Don't push me. The cop, look at this. I got a 1-star wanted level because the cop, what the fuck?
Oh, that's just, that's the second time now. So far, we've had Gout Geese twice and Mission Failed twice. Brilliant. What is that? The police want to stop me from shooting people and driving the wrong way down the road. What? I know, it's mind-blowing. In a game called Grand Theft Auto, the police would be an obstacle for you. Who saw that coming?
Then more videos were recommended, like the one of Jim reacting to the news of Darkside Phil getting married. And I was like, man, this DSP shit goes a lot deeper than him just jacking off on stream. And slowly I started getting pulled into the vortex, cause now This Is How You Don't Play started getting recommended to me. Mostly the Dark Souls playthroughs that was made by The Outsider. I started picking up on the tractor terms, and much more of this shit was starting to make sense to me. Then one day, I get recommended my first Almighty Tevin video. I heard his name get brought up in some of the DSP videos I watched, but I didn't know who he was and why he was so important in this whole lore surrounding Darkside Phil. The video was a legendary of DSP trying his best to be Ludwig and Bloodborne, but he ends up just rage quitting it.
Let's start the video.
So this is going to be kind of the epilogue video to me doing this Bloodborne Old Hunters DLC, and at this point, really what I want to leave you with is this. I want you to understand that I'm not quitting this DLC because I'm angry or I'm full of rage. It's not a rage quit. It's more of a just, it's not just you disappointment. It's just
It's not a rage
I'm
quit.
not having fun.
It's a not having fun quit. Fair enough.
Like, the only
And ever since that first Tevin video, I was hooked. Tevin made my work days just fly by. Cause I remember back in 2019, he used to restream Phil more consistently than he currently does now. And I was there to listen to pretty much all of them when I could. Then I started seeing more channels pop up, like David Davidson, Summer Julius Cruz, LSB, Ludwig World Order, Mighty D. I was just completely sunken into this DSP rabbit hole. Then I finally quit my job at the mall in the middle of 2020. And around this time, Tevin started to slow down on restreaming Phil, while others continued on. So then I started watching new people like Meerkat Inc., Piece of Peace, Super Crazy, and Lee. And I remember for a hot minute I could never pronounce that nigga name correctly. I always said N1337. And you know, it was all cool. But then I started getting thoughts in the back of my head of, why don't I start making this kind of content? But I didn't want to be a clip channel. I kind of wanted to be more informative. Something like Mr. Medical, right? Funny, but full of information at the same time. I started having these thoughts in early 2021, because this was around the time I started getting into the Geno Samuels documentary on Christian, and I believed that I could do something like that. But for some reason, I always held back, because I started having these doubts about myself. I just figured that people might not fuck with me like they fuck with other people, right? I just thought that I wasn't one of the cool guys. Like, even though I wanted to do it, I was afraid of how people will react to me. And thinking about that now, I feel really stupid for feeling that way. I also thought that I didn't have the voice to pull that kind of thing off, because I really hate the sound of my own voice being played back to me. I don't know why, I just do. So I held off, and I figured I'd continue making gameplay content and AMVs when I was in the mood. But as the months passed, my desire to make a video essay was starting to skyrocket. I always enjoyed watching a good video essay, and I wanted to do one for myself just to see if I can pull it off. That maybe I can build an audience if I really tried. So then I was brought back to the topic of Dark Side Phil, and the more I thought about it, the more it started to make sense to me. There really hasn't been a documentary focused around Dark Side Phil like there has been for Christian. There was the Down the Rabbit Hole video, but the video was pretty dated, and didn't really go in depth on some of the niche lore I knew I could cover. So I was like, yeah, I guess I really can do this. So in December of 2021, I finally got to work on the video. I wrote the script, recorded it, did the editing, and was ready to upload it. And I remember kind of holding back, but I told myself I wasn't going to let all of this work go to waste. So I uploaded the video, and I went to bed afterwards because my sleep schedule was terrible. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and looked at my phone and saw a whole bunch of YouTube notifications. And I was like, yo, what is going on? So I checked my YouTube studio and saw that part 1 of A Beggar's Journey was gaining a lot of attention with a lot of positive feedback. I went straight to the comments and was just amazed that people really enjoyed that video. I also couldn't believe how many people said they enjoyed the sound of my voice, which really surprised me because I always thought it sucked. But after that, it was pretty guaranteed that I was going to start working on part 2. And I was just blown away at how the detractor community just made me feel right at home. You know, I started seeing people that I watched doing DSP videos commenting on my channel, and that just made me feel really happy. Nothing can top that day when Tevin watched my video about him live on his stream. I was just at a loss for words. And I really want to thank people like Meerkat Inc., and Lee, and all the other detractors that helped get my name out there. My whole goal with the Beggar Journey series was to at least inform someone about how toxic of a person DSP is, or at least show somebody something that they never knew about DSP before. And I guess I accomplished my mission on it. So there you are. That was the story of how xMortis became a detractor, and what inspired him to make the Beggar Journey documentary. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be sure to see you for part 13 of A Beggar's Journey coming pretty soon. See you later.